evening for some and good afternoon for some as well. Like always, thank you guys for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. It is Fresh Start Monday. Guys, you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. And please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Like always, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. Hakeem, Jordan, what's cracking like? What's cracking like? What is cracking like on this Monday evening?
Maintaining and loving the haters. Thank you for my haters. Thank you for everybody who love and appreciate me.
Yeah, I think everybody got some haters. You know, as big as we're gonna grow up at Chaos, I think we're gonna get more and more haters. But other than that, everything is crispy over here, man. We about to begin. It's Monday. We about to pop it off. So let's get it.
Now that, but shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board: Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Make sure you guys follow. It's so very important for you guys to follow so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those watching us on Rumble and also X. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As I being said, we're moving it on to sports. Yes, sports. Jordan, what's going on in the sports world, big dog?
Well, let's get into it. Well, tonight is the night. The night is here. It's the men's 2025 National Championship game, and we got the final two teams. We got the Florida and we got Houston. Now, Florida, they actually both of these are number one teams. They had dominated. They pretty much, well, especially Houston, they really dominated on their side. And now, Florida, they was like up and coming team. A lot of people got their pick and go to the Final Four and also win it. And so right now, it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a tough game because Houston, they probably the best defensive team in the tournament. And the Florida Gators, they've been playing very, very well. So this final game. So on my Final Four, it wasn't correct, but you got the final two teams. So. Ronnie, who you got tonight? You have Florida or you have Houston?
Now I ain't gonna lie. Coming in to this one, we talked about this yesterday, Jordan. I'm shocked that Gator won, and I'm also shocked as well as Houston won against Duke, of course, over that huge victory, 70-67. However, tonight, if you ask me who do I have, of course, the Florida Gators. The Florida Gators is coming in strong. They're coming in. Pretty much, they misses on the pride. Houston, unfortunately, is in there, but I didn't expect them to beat Duke. And even though they are a strong defensive team, kept Duke under their normal, kept Duke star player Cooper Flat under 30 points, made him to get victory. But tonight, Gator had three starters that are very dominant, average about 25 points a game. I don't think Houston got enough weapon to shut them down. Even though right now, Gator is the favorite, 1.5 point favorite to win this game. So I'm with Gators. Go ahead, Hakeem, your commentary.
You already know Florida. They're gonna beat them by 20 points.
For me. This was a tough one for me. My wrestler play was going to Florida. Will Clayton, he's been spectacular this tournament. He might be a top lottery pick, but just watching Houston and how they play defense, and especially with their guard play and defense. To me, defense wins championships. So I'm on the other side.
Hold on. Jordan, you froze. Give Jordan one more second to come in. Shout out to Why that's in the building. Go right ahead, Jordan. You froze.
Yeah, my bad. My Wi-Fi's lacking. But yeah, I gotta go with Houston. Houston, they look good. They held Duke. So I thought Duke was going. I'm with you. I thought Duke was going to win, but they held them.
Me too.
They held them 67 points. And it's very rare you hear a Duke team that can score points very well. So, yeah, for me tonight, I got Houston winning. Hopefully it goes in the wire, and hopefully it goes to overtime. Hopefully it's be a spectacular game, but tonight I got Houston winning this.
No, I predicted this game going over, and now that, but Gators are 14-4 against the spread. So why high? Gators don't play when it comes against the spread, so that's why I got them favorite winning this game today. So, but I think it's gonna be high scoring. Last game for the national championship. Let's see what happens. Shout out to Florida. Shout out to Houston. Guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to everybody right now watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this fresh start Monday. Heading on to money. Money, 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 money. Money makes the world go round, and money is what people are worrying about now. Jordan, go ahead. What's going on with the financial when it comes to financial news?
Ronnie, you're right about that. A lot of people is panicking. They see this, with the Trump's tariff, they see the stock is going down. You hear some of these millionaires say, I lost, millions of dollars because of the stock and everything. And, and people are just losing their minds, they're protesting. And people are thinking like, it's a recession coming up soon, could be possibly in the summertime and fall, but a lot of people thinking that there's a recession is coming because how the economy and the stock is just falling apart. So don't take my word for it. Go ahead and play the Hip Hop King from Fox Business, and after that we'll chop it up.
Trump standing by his Liberation Day tariffs. He took to Truth Social saying they're already bringing in billions. He says oil prices are down, interest rates are down, food prices are down, and there is no inflation, end quote. He says the phones are ringing off the hook with countries calling to make a deal. The White House says 50 countries have called to negotiate just over the weekend. All right, now listen to what the president said about China.
China is right now taking a big hit because everyone knows we're right. They have to pay tariffs because otherwise we have a surplus, that they have a surplus with us that is not sustainable. I spoke to a lot of leaders, European, Asian, from all over the world. They're dying to make a deal. But I said, we're not going to have deficits with your country. We're not going to do that. But China would be the worst in the group because the deficit is so big and it's not sustainable.
And then there is Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. He says there is no reason to expect a recession. Watch this.
I see no reason that we have to price in a recession. Markets are organic, the animals, and you never know what the reaction's going to be. We get these short-term market reactions from time to time. There doesn't have to be a recession. Who knows how the market is going to react in a day, in a week.
Oh, that's true. Ryan Payne joins me this morning. Check out the markets. The threat of recession, I think that's what's upsetting the markets at this moment. Are you worried about a recession too?
Yeah, I think 100%. I mean, markets are very good at pricing in recessions before they happen, and we're down 17% in the S&P 500 today. The good news is you go to 20%, that's an official bear market. 70% of the time, the stock market doesn't go there, but if you factor in these max tariffs like we have today, I'm talking to any economist in the country, and I mean, you're definitely going to slow the economy, and you're definitely looking at a possible recession. I think it's very realistic.
Definitely looking at a possible recession. You think we're going to have a recession?
That was a definitely maybe. But I think here's the bottom line.
It's too early to tell.
It's too early to tell, and I think the reality of the situation is higher odds are there's going to be some backtracking and there's going to be negotiations. And if that's the case, if you get a wave of compromises here, you just had it in your preview there. You have 50 countries. They're coming to the table. They do want to negotiate with us because the trade practice has been somewhat unfair. Then you're going to get those negotiations. And I would have mentioned you also have some stimulus here. You talked about it already. Like if you see mortgage rates, they're almost down to 6%. If you look at oil costs, they've come down sizably here. That's a big input cost for the consumer and for businesses alike. So that's a big offset as well. So I think your bigger risk here actually is a melt up if we do get some sort of negotiations here, because right now the market's pricing in Max Payne, no pun intended, that's my last name. And I think that's what you have to really think about as an investor.
So listen to what the president had to say about the market sell-off. Roll that tape, please.
I think your question is so stupid. I mean, I think it's I don't want anything to go down. but sometimes you have to take medicine to fix something, and it's not sustainable. We're not going to do it. Now we have hundreds of billions of dollars is pouring into our country on a monthly basis. It's pouring. It's already started because I put tariffs on, and eventually it's going to straighten out, and our country will be solid and strong again.
All right. Any guess as to when the selling ends?
Well, I think President Trump knows that Main Street and Wall Street now are the same thing. We have like $93 trillion worth of equities and 66% owned by the U.S. public. Like if your 401k is down right now, your brokerage account's down right now, that negative wealth effect's a real thing.
Yep.
And if people aren't buying because prices have gone up and their wealth's gone down, then we're not going to see all these tariffs, pay down the deficit with all this new revenue. So I think that's a big concern. I think President Trump knows that. I think he's smart enough to know. I think he is a populist, and he does want to see the American household succeed. So I think at some point you've got to get those negotiations.
Okay, show me Bitcoin, please. Last time I checked, it was just 76, 77. It's 76.9 at the moment. It's not a safe haven, is it?
Ouch.
Yep.
Maybe it is just a gambling, mechanism that people have been using to leverage up the fact we've been risk on for so long here, and not this great diversifier, because the market's down, Bitcoin's down. Gold's up, that is real diversifier. So I think the reality about Bitcoin here is it's just purely a speculative asset.
Yeah, so as you look at the stocks and everything, a lot of people is panicking, and they're just going off their heads, and people are really thinking like the recession is coming. And the thing is, if the recession comes, people should be more prepared about it's coming up. Other than that, Ronnie, what's your take about? Do you think a recession is coming?
It's too like the economists say, it's too early to tell. I'm just being honest, just by looking at everything that's going on when it comes to the aspect of the gas prices or oil prices, and also when it comes to also grocery goods, it tends to fluctuate sometimes and sometimes down. So it's just too early to call. Right now, I advise people too as well. Don't panic. Don't go in the 401k and cash out and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna save it and leave it underneath my mattress." Doesn't make any sense at all. People gotta understand how money works in America, and so the only way you can keep yourself green is by understanding how money works. And I understand that right now, of course, it's not financial advice. Always speak to a financial advisor. Right now is a great time to buy and put your money in the market because there's a lot of great companies because of the NASDAQ and also the S&P 500 is down. You can put your money there and also that able to leverage it, and also in other places. Like I did some research how a lot of rich people, of course it's not financial advice, always speak with a financial advisor. Some rich people are putting their money into gold, into silver. So those are the great opportunity to buy right now when you see like everything in the red. So don't panic, folks. The market tends to fix itself. It might take some time, but it would do the job. Go right ahead, I
agree with you 100%. I just think that if people just be aware of their surroundings and see how their money is being spent, why I say we already in a recession, I guess, depending on the individual that might think that, if they see that they don't have enough money in their account or the way they're spending. So, but the market is going to reset itself. I think the moves that Donald Trump is making is going to bring back a lot more revenue, and you'll see your paychecks a lot more fatter.
Yeah, for real. To me, it's too early to tell. To me, you just got to see it blow over and see how it's gonna go and everything, because it's a better. Like I said, Trump is better with tariffs. A lot, the country's gonna raise their tariffs. He's gonna say, okay, I'm gonna double down on upsort and everything. So, to me, especially in my situation, I feel. Comes to bills, comes to food, stuff I have saved up. It's just being prepared. And I think a lot of people don't realize it's like y'all see stuff and just people. It may not come, but as long as you're prepared, there's nothing you should be worried about. There's nothing you should be worried about, because people prepare. There's nothing you need to be worried about. It's actually people just stay prepared. As long as you're prepared.
The issue is what's going on, Hakeem and Jordan. People are not prepared. A lot of people don't have a retirement account saved up. Even a lot of Americans today don't even have $1,000 in a savings account for an emergency fund. So if you one of those folks that really don't have nothing prepared in that aspect, you shouldn't be panicking anyway. because you already yourself is already in a recession. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Ashton, the creator of the Shite Avenger, is also in the building. Great show today. Ashton, you did today on when it came to aspect of the terrorists and the other thing you were talking about. And all that, but shout out to also No Chaser that's also in the building. Hit it on to hip hop. Hip hop, hip hop, hip hop. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of hip hop news?
Oh, we're gonna have something fun today. So Billboard came out with their top 25 best female rappers of all time, but we're gonna narrow it down to like the top 10 best female rappers and everything. Hey, fellas, is my audio okay?
No, you good. You good to me. I don't know, Hakeem. Can you hear him on your side?
He's perfect.
Okay, just want to let you know. Okay, so yeah, I'm on the name. We might have debate with this fellas. We're gonna have debate on this. We're gonna have fun. So the top 10 females. That's start for 10 and 1. So number 10 is Foxy Brown. Number 9 is Eve. Number 8 is Roxanne. Number 7 is Salt-N-Pepa. 6 MC Lyte. Number 5 is Queen Latifah. Number 4 is Lil' Kim. Number 3 is Lauryn Hill. Number 2 is Missy Elliott. And number 1 is Nicki Minaj. And there you have Billboard's top 10 list of the best female rappers. Can't wait to talk about this fella. We might disagree or disagree. There's one thing I kind of disagree about, but I'll give my take later on that. But Rodney, looking at this list, what do you do? Do you agree with this list, or would you?
I agree with it. The only way I could kind of agree with this list when it comes to aspect of money, because Nicki Minaj right now is the most revenue artist in this decade, so that's probably why they put her as number 1. But lyrics is why, hands down, Lauryn Hill should be number 1. Number 2 should be Lil' Kim, because Lil' Kim, you know, when it comes to aspect of Biggie. Number 3 should be Queen Latifah, and then number 4 should be MC Lyte, and then you already know number 5 is Salt-N-Pepa, and the list goes on and on and on and on. But that's the only reason why I think they gave Nicki Minaj number 1 is because of the aspect of money. And because she got a lot of Grammys. Go ahead, Hakeem, your thoughts.
The list is accurate, but it does need to be a rearrange. I don't know how you put Nicki before Kim. With Nicki copied a lot of her sexuality from Kim.
Good point.
And Foxy. So Kim and Foxy should be 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Then put Nicki at 3, because everything that Nicki does came from both of them. Then from there, I will go Eve. Then I would go with Missy Elliott. She's an awesome songwriter. Then Lauryn Hill. Then maybe Salt-N-Pepa. They had a big influence. MC Lyte come after that. Roxanne Shante, that's kind of above my time. And I would put Queen Latifah last.
For me, there's one person I'll take off the list, and that's Eve. I'm taking Eve off the list, and I'm putting Doja Cat at the number 9 spot. Doja Cat, to me, her lyricist is impeccable. I know she's been out with the last 7, 8, 9, I think almost a decade now, since 2025. Yeah, but right now I would put Doja Cat in the top 10. As a matter of fact, I'll put her in the top 10. Move Foxy Brown to number 9. I'll put Doja Cat up in there. I think Doja Cat, for me, she's a top 10, one of the best artists of all time. Now, when it comes to number 1, I guess Nicki, because with the money she sells, the rap album. But I probably have Kim number 1. I have Kim number 1. I have Missy Elliott number 2. Then I have Nicki number 3. Then I have Lauryn Hill number 4. Ooh, damn. Queen Latifah can flow too. I guess I put Nicki Minaj number 4. I will put MC Lyte at number 5, and then Queen Latifah number 6, and then number 7, 8. I'll keep it right that way. But number 9, I'll probably have Foxy Brown. Number 10, I'll definitely have Doja Cat up in there. I think Doja Cat is a top 10, one of the best top 10 artists, female artists of all time. That's just me.
And I have a shout out to the lovely Sugar Bomb that's in the building. Say that whole list is 30 years old. It probably is. It's probably is because they don't have the newest artists up there, because the new artists, they don't really know how to flow, like Sexy Red. What's her name? What's her name? Lotto and all those other girls.
Yeah.
They don't really know how to flow, man. So these women are like the top of the top.
Gorilla, if Gorilla has some more time, because he has been improving. If Gorilla's still in the game the next 5 years, she'll be talk about it in the
No, Megan, no. You see Sugar Bum, she said Megan Thee Stallion, no.
No.
Like, come on, man. Like, now I know you trolling. Now I know Sugar Bum trolling.
You're losing me now.
You are. Now, when you say Megan Thee Stallion, nah, you might as well just put Sexy Red in there. You put Megan Thee Stallion. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss a movie go live. Shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this Fresh Start Monday. Moving on to other trending news. Go right ahead, Jordan.
All right, let's go back into the main topic. Let's talk about going back to Trump. So as we know about this tariffs and everything, especially with the back and forth with China, because Trump 34% of tariffs, and then Trump really kind of going back and saying, that's the case, I put 50% tariffs and everything. And really also he posted a tweet and telling, the American people of not being panickers, meaning when it comes to these tariffs that he's doing and everything, is to help build a better economy for the United States. And and we see a lot of people that's protesting. There's people protesting right now in Los Angeles right now, like literally 10 minutes away. But other than that, Hakeem, go ahead and play the clip about
White House correspondent Jackie Heinrich with more. Jackie.
Harris, the market briefly rebounded to positive territory after what the press secretary is calling a fake news CNBC report that claimed that the president was considering pausing all tariffs on all countries for 90 days with the exception of China. For a period of time, about a half hour, the press team in the White House, we were all trying to figure out if this was true or not, if it had been accurately reported, because that would have been a major reversal after the administration spent all morning doubling down on this policy. You heard the president say, and the White House echo, that he really believes that this has to be done because if nothing happens, the country will go bankrupt in 2 years. Now, we do know that was a fake news report, but just shows the market volatility this morning. Here's what Kevin Hassett said earlier.
How influential would the U.S. be if it were bankrupt? Well, let me tell you, if we had 4 more years of Joe Biden's behavior, Joe Biden's policies, we probably would have been very close to bankruptcy. And that's why we're coming at it with everything we've got to fix the economy in the 4 years that President Trump has.
So the president's still committed to his strategy. He posted to Truth Social this morning. The United States has a chance to do something that should have been done decades ago. Don't be weak. Don't be stupid. Don't be a panican. A new party based on weak and stupid people. Be strong, courageous, and patient, and greatness will be the result. He also said on Air Force One last night the tariffs will make the country money when all is said and done.
It's not a question of we will. We're going to put them on. And those tariffs next year will make us $1 trillion. In addition to the $1 trillion.
So, as you mentioned, Harris, the White House says that about 50 countries have called to try to make deals. The president said this morning that tough but fair parameters are being set. He spoke with the Japanese prime minister this morning, who volunteered to send a top delegation to Washington to negotiate. What we still don't know is how long it's going to take for the president to accept these deals and whether he might try to hold out long enough to also force Congress to maybe take some action on tax cuts and deregulation in the meantime. Harris.
Yeah, we know that those are the next steps in all of this. Jackie, thank you for getting us started. Brian Brenberg, co-host of The Big Money Show on Fox Business. All right, you were saying that was a big deal this morning.
Oh, this has been a wild day on Wall Street, okay? So we saw a plunge to start the day, and then we got this rumor that the president might be doing a 90-day pause on tariffs, which wasn't true. But the market just shot through the roof, and then it was confirmed it's not true.
How much did it shoot through the roof?
Dow went up about 1,000 points.
What does that tell you?
We had green on the screen of almost 1,000 points after the last 2 days.
I looked up, I saw that it had a good start. What does that tell you?
So here's what it tells me. You've had all this selling in the market, but as soon as investors got the whiff of a rumor that you might get a pause, all of a sudden they were feeling bullish again, okay? So what it tells me is you've got a lot of negative sentiment among investors on these tariffs, But I don't know if it's that deep. They're expecting this president to cut a deal. And as soon as they thought he did, it soared. So, you know, if I'm the president of the United States and I see that, I'm thinking, okay, I hold a lot of cards, maybe even more now than I thought. But also I can do a lot in the markets with some deal making here. This is the biggest invitation to deal making, right?
I mean, when you sat down, you were always a happy guy. But when you sat down, you said, yeah, this is the beginning of a process. It's going to be a process. What do you make of the 50 or so countries that the White House says that the president and his team are talking to right now about tariffs?
Well, look, if you're going to do reciprocal tariffs, the thing you would want to see right away is 50 countries, maybe more, lining up at your door saying we want to take our tariffs down. I mean, they're doing exactly what you would want to happen if you're in a negotiation with them. Now, it doesn't happen overnight, but it is a very, very good sign. And actually, more countries are talking like they want to negotiate than get into a trade war. And I think that's really important as well.
All right, one more. Canada has now requested the World Trade Organization take a look at the measures that the United States is taking. They say that it breaks with the obligations under various provisions of the General Agreement of Tariffs and Trade Act of 1994. What do you say?
So they're going to complain to the WTO. It's going to start a 60-day conversation where they say, here's what we think is the problem. The United States is going to come back. If they can't get an agreement at the end of 60 days, then you go to the next phase, which is sort of this arbitration. But here's the thing about Canada, okay? They've got an election coming up. And the guy who's now the prime minister looked like he was going to lose big time. And then he came roaring back because he could play the anti-U.S., anti-tariff card that he's been playing.
Card.
And it's worked for him. So I don't expect Canada, until they have an election and maybe elect a new prime minister, I don't know. I don't expect them to do anything but try to look like they're playing hardball, because for their leader, that's the politically good thing, even if for the economy in Canada, that's not the good thing.
Well, and one of the things he ran on after Justin Trudeau went down to Mar-a-Lago and came back, and the president, of course, made the joke of, hey, why doesn't Canada become the 51st state? The new guy wanted to run far left of that, especially on the issue of our relationship with them.
Yeah, and this was just played right into that strategy for him. But look, Canada might be good for his politics. I don't know if it's good for your economy, so think hard before you make him the prime minister officially.
We saw one get kicked out. We'll see what happens with this guy. A new opinion piece on Fox titled, "Here's What Trump is Really Up To with the High-Stakes Tariff Gambit." It explains what is actually in play here is a high-stakes effort to build up leverage and resources to manage America's debt, reset its industrial base, and renegotiate its standing in the global order. There are serious risks here, but make no mistake, this is not improvisation. It is disruption by design. Whether one agrees with it or not, this is one of the most ambitious fiscal and industrial resets in a generation. Brian.
We have massive, massive issues on the fiscal side of our house. We've got $2 trillion deficits. We've got $9 trillion in debt that's going to roll over this year, which means we've got to refinance it, okay? It was financed at low interest rates. Right now, those interest rates could be a lot higher. That's part of the project, to get interest rates down so we're not paying $1 trillion in interest on our debt.
Real quick, the president reportedly is asking the Fed chair to lower those interest rates. Talk to me about that relationship real fast, and does that happen?
Well, here's what you do. To force the Fed chair to cut interest rates, you create the conditions where he has to do it. You get inflation down, you get spending down. Then it's not like jawboning the Fed. All you say is, look at the data, look at the environment, and they're moving in that direction right now. You draw your own conclusions, right? That's basically what the president can do here. He's saying he wants interest rates lowered. More importantly, he's creating the conditions where that can happen.
Brian Brimberg, superstar.
You bet.
Good to see you. Thank you.
So here's the thing when it comes to the aspect of Trump and also him and these tariffs. So the problem is right now, Trump is, I'm not going to say it's really a problem. I think it's a great idea, but however, it's going to affect the American people at the end of the day. He is trying to tackle on the national debt, United States national debt, which not right now is trending at $36.22 trillion. So him doing these tariffs to these countries is trying to bring down the deficit of the national debt. So now that means it's going to actually be good for American people, because right now a lot of American people are facing a lot of debt, and we can see it, especially when it comes to the aspect of the market. As you can see, the stock market, the grocery store, the gas prices, all those things are being affected by the aspect of these tariffs. Now, I think at the end of the day, China don't want to get in a global trade war with the United States, because at the end of the day, China understands and knows that United States is one of the biggest consumers in the world. They don't want to lose that relationship. So I think at the end of the day, China's going to buck it down and realize that, hey, we're making a mistake. We're going to go ahead and agree to this term when it comes to the aspect of the tariffs, the one that Trump already proposed already. But them doing 50% tariffs, they're not going to do it. Go right ahead, Hakeem, your commentary.
That guy explained it so eloquently well. And if people could not understand what he said, I don't even know what to say. He just told you why he's doing this, why we're putting this gas. We are in trillions and trillion dollars of debt. We owe people. We had a debt deficit, so we need to change the ball game a little bit. But a lot of people who want to play these tree hugger games and want to allow other countries to make more money than us, it doesn't make sense. We're the biggest consumers of the world. We have the spending power most countries don't. I've traveled before, and I'm going to tell you something. In other countries, they're not riding Fords. They're not riding Dodges. They're not riding our vehicles. They're not eating our food. They're eating theirs, especially in like the UK and all these other places. A lot of them spend their own money within their own companies and that. So, you know what I mean? So that has to change. And this is why it's a new chance for us to be the greatest country in the world.
And the thing is, fellas, when it comes to what Trump's doing right now, you know, especially with these tariffs like with Mexico, Canada, not China, it is something that we never seen before. And you know, and what Trump is like I'm seeing, he just, you know, I'm just going all in and everything, and he's just battling of, you know, it's like I said, Trump is a battle. Going to do 34% tariffs. Okay, I'm going to charge 50%. China's going to do. Are they going to do 60, 70%? If not, Trump will say, okay, I'm going to do 100% and everything. So it's just a really back and forth. And, you know, and people are just like really panicking. Oh my God, this and that, You know, this is why we should have voted for Kamala Harris. Because Kamala Harris would never have did this and this and that and this. It's to me, people, just watch what's really is going on. And it's, to me, it's not really affecting us like that. For real, you know, we hear the potential might go down, but is it happening right now? No, it's not. It's not nothing really happening right now, because every time they try to put up tariffs and everything, they always, you know, try to, you know, push it to a different date or something like that and everything. So, and the thing is though, if it's going to affect us, it's never going to affect the other country. What the other country's going to do? You know, if China, you know, if China said they're going to do 34%, and we put 50% on China, not just us, but what China gonna do? You know, China needs us. They really do, because more of the stuff that we buy in America is made from China. Am I wrong, fellas?
100%. The Philippines.
I mean, come on now. Like I said, we like, and the thing is, China things are cheap and everything. So if you look at it, China needs us more than ever and everything. So if you look what Donald Trump is doing, you know, it's out of the ordinary, but it's something different, and we got to see, you know, what's going to happen in the long haul. Can it work? And that's what I'm just watching right now. You know, the guy did made a point, you know, we owe people a lot of money, but the thing is, it's time for us to find a way to not keep paying people money like Ukraine. You know, we keep giving Ukraine money, this and that. And when Trump got in office, we stopped that. So it's about time, you know, we use our money, use our dollar, and stop leaning on other countries and then lean on us. Because, like I say, if you're one of the most powerful country in the world, you should be using our things instead of other country stuff like China.
And not only that, but if people actually want to go and see what's actually going on with that coming to aspect of the U.S. debt and also the tariff, all you got to go to USDebtClock.org. You can actually see exactly what is going on when it comes to the aspect of the U.S. debt. Hold on, Hakeem, can you show this real quick? I'm going to send it to you and then show it to the audience so people can actually go and check it out and see how money is actually working right now as we speak and you guys can see when it comes to aspect of the future, future debts, anything that we're doing in America, that there is a clock. So that is what's actually going on. As you can see, American people, we are in the red.
Yeah.
Trump's whole idea is to put us in the green.
Yeah.
That is his main objective.
This
so
is
if you
beautiful.
guys ever have, this is beautiful. So if you guys ever have time,
this is good, Ronnie. Thank you for this.
This is great, Ron.
Yeah, so you guys can go check it out. It's at usdebtclock.org. A matter of fact, I'll put it in the chat for you guys to go and actually check out. So when you guys have your spare time, this is what everybody is fighting about. Is this?
And it's not,
like,
and
share,
it's not
subscribe.
stopping.
Right?
The US debt
It's
ain't
not stopping. That's our money. Yep. Right. Fact dialogue. That is our money being circulated all throughout the U.S. and outside the U.S. So y'all can see.
Make sure you do a short on this because this is helpful.
It is. It's very helpful. So you guys actually want to know how money works? This is how your money's working right now as we speak. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board. Shout out to Mr. Dialogue that's in the building. Heading on to other trending news. Go right ahead. Jordan, y'all know Hakeem is pretty cool, right?
No,
cool.
I like this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. But go ahead.
All right, let's get into some interviews. Let's start with the Bow Wow Cam Newton. So Bow Wow was on Funky Friday with Cam Newton, and he kind of what Bow Wow was to talk about his complicated friendship he has with Omarion. They had a session where they talk about who he had beef with and didn't have beef with. But with the Omarion, he doesn't necessarily have beef with, but his friendship is kind of complicated. And they say, on Marion's side, he doesn't want to talk about what they're talking about. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Was that a real beef?
It's complicated. It's complicated.
Still?
Yep. Yeah. Still.
What?
Yeah, it's complicated.
We can't just sit down and hash it out.
I don't want to talk.
He don't want to talk, or you don't?
I don't want to talk. It's nothing to talk about. Not even in a bad way. You know what I mean? It's just when you lend your hand out and you try to be the bigger person and try to rap, but you get no response, and you're just like, okay, well, we're gonna leave it right here then. You know what I mean? And let's just, you do your thing, I'm gonna do my thing, and we just gonna keep the peace. But it's definitely not no beef. Like we in the same buildings. Like we pass each other in arenas. We might not speak, but we walk past each other.
I was about to say, because what type of beef are we talking about? We talking about 50 Cent, Rick Ross type of beef?
No. That's
Drake, Kendrick type of beef?
Hell nah, because if it's on, it's
Quavo, Chris Brown type of beef?
Nah, because beef is if I see you at any place in time is on where it's on, like it's on site. That ain't what it is with us. It's just more of we've been through this thing for so long that where we at, he's 40, like I'm 38, like where we at now, like not like we grown, and it's just like we don't have to do that now. We got kids, we got our own lives. Where I'm going in my career is where I'm going, where you going, it's where you going. I wish you nothing but the best. And for me, the best revenge sometimes is time. You ain't even got to do much. That's why I said in the tweet, we don't have to talk. You know what I mean? It's just time for us to hit the stage and we'll leave it on the stage. We'll let the fans decide what it's gonna be.
Omarion, was that a real beef?
Yeah, so right now they are touring together, the Millennium Tour, and they're still touring, around the country and everything. But other than that, I think they do have they are a business partner. They work together, but it comes from friendship. I guess it's been staying over the last couple of years. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take about their complicated relationship with Omarion and Bow Wow?
No, I didn't even know they had a bad relationship. I thought their relationship was always good to me. So me hearing this is like my first time hearing about them like having problems. But no relationship, when I mean relationship, like friendship is perfect. However, I thought they was always cool. Remember they did a lot of songs together. So and they on tour. So him feeling a certain type of way towards Omarion, I'm just curious what Omarion is gonna say. Cause he might just be as shocked as we are.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had beef.
Me either. But go ahead, I gave your commentary on that. I'm
just saying, like, Dad, I thought but when you're young, man, a slight argument or a slight misunderstanding can create a lifelong of beef. That's why sometimes we got to get out our feelings and get out our way. If we family, we family. So I do think that this is a lot of things that we got to put things aside. You know what I mean? Unless if it's like something real serious, like most things can be worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I did watch the whole interview on this, and really like getting into it and everything. It's just like there's friendships that, you know, because I thought, you know, they, like I say, they've been touring there for the shoot ever since with 2010s and everything. They, you know, they made an album together and everything. And so just to hear that, you know, their friendships, you know, they, like I say, they work together, but when it comes to like personal things, anything like that, you know, they had kids and everything, and you know. Bow Wow said, you know, he let the hand out, but Mario don't want to talk about it. You know, like I said, it must be Bow Wow did something that it stains so much that, you know, Mario want to separate himself from Bow Wow necessarily. But you know, Bow Wow said he woke up, you know, want to be a big person. You know, the thing is, fellas, you know, they are age. You know, they should be able to talk about this and everything. You know, in your 20s. You know, I kind of get it. You know, you got money, you young. I get all that, but to me, you know, stuff like this, you know, y'all basically grew up together and not talking about it. It's just very, very strange to hear something like that, especially from those two. But end of the day, you know, they are about making money. Like I said, they on tour together, and hopefully, you know, sometime, you know, once they get their chance to get a little bit older, they can talk things out. You know, they could be like brothers again. Because I thought they was like brothers, but I guess they're not.
Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this Fresh Start Monday. Go ahead. Moving on to more trending news. Go right ahead, Jordan.
All right, let's talk about Club Shay Shay Damon Wayans interview. Even though it was last week, it's still trending till this day. One of the couple things that he was trending about, talking about Damon Wayans and how, you know, he would breaking up his marriage, and he really got deep and talked about Shannon about it. So go ahead, King, go ahead and play the clip.
This can't be true. That you dated the same woman as your nephew once?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the other one, Hakeem, not this one. It's this, yeah, it's the other one. It's the top one, my bad.
Was married from, you know, since 84 or something like that. So I didn't.
Damn, you ain't get a chance to enjoy the single life of your stand-up.
I did. I broke up my marriage. Don't worry. Don't worry. I broke up my marriage.
This man's sick. Oh, I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah. And I regret it.
Really?
Yeah, because, you know, when in show business, you think that this chemistry you got with this person, this actress, is like special and pure. And then what you don't realize is she gonna go do that on the next role with somebody else. And you be like, but I left my wife for you. Yeah. You know what? Tell her the stuff you told my character. She'll take you back. You be like,
damn.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
What do you learn about marriage? What do you learn about yourself during marriage?
It's cheaper to keep her. That's what I learned. Or cheaper to kill her.
Keep her. We gonna kill her.
But I think marriage is a beautiful arrangement. You know, I was just too young and dumb to know that back then.
Are you on good terms?
Yeah. Here's what's crazy is, you know, for the longest, like she and I would, you know, we never said it to each other, but we just made up our minds that we can't let the grandkids feel our resentment. And there was resentment, you know. She'd come in and sit over there, and I'd sit over there. And then probably about 7 years ago, I was over at Junior's house, family gathering, because kids would invite her to barbecues at my house, and it's fine, you know. And what it was is the fear of having to relitigate what happened in the marriage.
Right.
And I know I messed up. Right. I messed up, so I don't want to deal. That's why I pay you alimony, so I don't have to deal with that, right? But about 7 years ago, we were over at Junior's house, and we're sitting outside, and she's over there somewhere, And we're laughing. That's what we do, is laugh, joke, and we start reminiscing. And then she came and sat right next to me and started chiming in. And then we were talking about, she brought up a story, and I was like, remember. And the kids were like, talking. But I could feel all the tension just leave.
Dissipate.
The relationship changed. I love her. And I was able to say, I love you. And she says that to me when we see each other. I care for her. I don't want nothing bad happening.
Right.
You know, and it's maturity.
Right.
You know, and she said the last week when I saw her, she's like, we did good by the kids, right? And we high-fived. Yeah.
Wow.
Marriage is not just the moment, right? You have to get through moments. You know, it's tough. I think marriage is beautiful. But marriage, when you get to the older years, where it becomes a ballet, where they don't say much, you know. After all these years, she know what shut up mean. She not talkative. She make you a little coffee in the morning and your toast. Not breakfast, toast. You know, she figured out you need something to eat. And come downstairs and the paper's there and you read it and y'all just exist together. You know, you fart and you look at it, she ain't laughing. Okay, go back to the paper. You know, and then she talk and you just And when you get to a certain age, you got the most wonderful thing in the world, which is a hearing aid. You turn that down. Just looking out. So what did you do? And that's what it is. But you think about all that you've been through, and the kids and the grandkids, you know, and it's special. Like, so, you know, I was trying to tell my sons, like, you know, you want to get married because brands want to know. If you think about Bill Gates and Jobs and, you know, all these guys, Bezos about to get married again. Why? Because when you sit down and people think about being in business with you, if you can manage your marriage, I can be in business with you because I know on a day-to-day you are having to humble yourself and have to kind of work through stuff. So with business, you'll do the same thing. I feel like you would do the same thing.
So what's the dating life like for us? Because I need, you know, I'm headed towards 62, bro.
I don't date. I'm happy.
You happy?
I wake up in the morning like a kid. You know, you run outside and you come home smelling like pennies. I could do whatever I want to do. There's peace in my house. Right. I don't have to, hey, we good? You all right? You need anything? Yeah, I could not. I've been by myself too long.
You set in ways then, huh? So you ain't getting married no more, huh?
No. I never say never.
Right.
Because if some woman can climb over the wall of resentment and the bile that I have in my
all the
stomach,
checks you done had to write.
Yeah. For 25 years, I've been writing checks, alimony. If she can come out, she was sent by God. That's a superhero. I was married from, you know, since 84 or something like that.
So yeah, this was a very, very good interview, but you know, this right here particularly talk about how, you know, he broke his marriage and everything because being the young cats in Hollywood, you know, he was kind of living that life. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take?
Yeah, that is true. But I love to hear when they tell stories like that. When it comes to the aspect of like marriage, kids, and relationships. You know, when you find out that when they're older in years, they be like, I don't want to get married. I just want to be single. I want to be left alone because I don't have the mind, the capability of doing it. But I find it to be very funny. You know, it was a good interview. Y'all guys gotta go check it out. Shout out to Club Shay Shay for that interview. So, but it's dope. Go ahead, Hakeem. Your thoughts on that?
For me, man, this is why it's always good to listen to the OGs. That was a master class. That little bit that he gave us 20 years and then a couple minutes.
Yep.
On why it's important to get married and why you have to trust who you are as a person. If you're not fit to be with somebody, don't go ruin nobody's lives. You know what I mean? And the thing is, raising kids, you know what I mean? All this, Ronnie and Hakeem get married better for business. It's true. When you get married, it's better for business. There's no president in the history that's ever not been married except for Roosevelt, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But other than that, marriage is good for business. Marriage is good for a lot. So just know what you're dealing with.
Also listening from Damian Wayans, you know, when he was at his highest career back in the 90s, and him in Living Color, and also doing stand-up and everything, you know, putting him into a different test bracket and seeing that, you know, temptations out there in Hollywood, he really got the best of him. And that's how he got break up his marriage and everything. And he told her, yo, at the time I was young, you know, and I broke it up because doing some things that I did in the past and everything. But, you know, how he talked about, you know, as you get older and everything, you see how, you know, how marriage really works and everything, the things that's good for, the benefits of it, and also how to maintain it. For instance, if you look at his parents and everything, the parents been married for what, 40 plus years, you know, and they had all them kids and everything. So they, you know, I know David Wayne saw how, you know, for so long how his parents was married, you know, until, you know, they I believe they both passed. And how, you know, you get older, you see how, you know, it's very good for business. You know, I know that for myself and everything. So, but yeah, you know, just make sure you have the mindset for men. Just may have men and women. You have the mindset of marriage and stay out to the long run. It can definitely work out. It can definitely work out.
Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to everybody watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this Fresh Start Monday. Shout out to Shay right now watching us on Instagram. Hey, Shay. Final topic on today's show. Go right ahead, Jordan.
All right, let's talk about Wallow. Over the weekend, Wallow did a great thing this weekend. So Wallow, he stepped in and stopped a man from jumping off the building in an emotional scene. This building, and it definitely went viral today. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the clip, and then after that, we'll chop it up.
Look at Wallow. Wallow out there trying to save the man. Look at Wallow trying to save the man. Nigga about to jump. Wallow trying to save him. Look at Wallow. Wallow out there trying to save the man.
Yeah, man. If you guys watch Wallow and Gilly, there's sometimes you hear Wallow, he be some places where he's out, like he think he shouldn't be. Like for instance, right now trying to save somebody, and he be there and he help and trying to help this man from, you know, taking his life away and everything. So shout out to Wallow, man. But go ahead, Ronnie. You know, what you think about Wallow, you know, doing a courageous thing, trying to help this man?
No, shout out to him. Shout out to him, and people fail to realize today, a lot of black men are dealing with a lot of emotional issues. A lot of them ready to jump off the bridge. As you can see, that gentleman there, and not only that, about to end their life because of the hardship that a lot of black men are facing, especially when it comes to African America. You know, some of them are losing their jobs, some of them losing their relationships, some of them lost family members. It's tough right now because especially what's going on, and especially what's going on in the aspect of the stock market, the tariffs, and the world itself. A lot of people are giving up. So Wallow did a heroic act, saw the man about to jump and said, you know what, let me go ahead and just talk to him. Sometimes that's always what a black man just needs, someone just to talk to. Go right ahead, Hakeem.
I want to refresh people's memory. Wallow did a 20-year prison sentence from 17 to 44.
That is correct.
So his appreciation for living and life, it's on a whole nother level that we do not understand. We never did that much time. So I can understand he says there is a second chance. So he just stepped out there on a leap of faith to try to tell, hey, brother, it gets better after. You know what I mean? And commending him for that. People, we don't got the suicide hotline right now on there. But if you need somebody to talk to, reach out and talk to somebody. Life is precious. there's a, you know what I mean, it gets hard. We all going through stuff. Jordan, Ron, me, we're humans. We got everyday problems, family members, life. We all go through something, but as a family together, we stick together. We can all pull through this. And I'm telling you to y'all, if y'all even want to talk to any one of us, we're easy to reach. And you know what I mean? Life is precious and we love you.
Yeah, absolutely, King. And this is a good thing to see what Wallow did, and just to see that, you know, that we're seeing a black man having another black man out, you know, trying to go through problems. You know, it could be that, you know, could have baby mama that, you know, he lost his job. It could be anything. And the thing is, people, you know, like I said, me, Hakeem, Ronnie, we go through anything, you know, in life and everything, you know. Our life is not perfect. We go through things and stuff happen. But it's just very, very important that, you know, as you know, especially in our black community, that, you know, we talk about, you know, how your day is going, what's like I said, what's on your mind, you know, what's like I said, what's you know, because you know, people might not show it, but it's showing your body language. Your body language can kind of show that something is going on. You know, you being stressed out. You know, you don't know how, you know, the next day's gonna go, or next week's gonna go, or next month's gonna go, and everything. But it's to me, talking is the number one thing. It kind of, you know, it's like a small medicine. If you could talk to somebody about your problems and everything, and because it's like a relief, you tell somebody, and then once you tell that person, you know, you can think about, you know, you can talk about, you know, how, you know, we can get better and everything. So to me, the first thing to do is talk about, let your words come out on what's going on, because once you talk about it, it's a relief. You tell somebody that they can, most people could probably, you know, could emulate what you're going through. Because a lot of people can be understandable, especially how this economy going right now. But yeah, the talk to somebody. As long as you just talk to somebody, it will definitely help you in the long run. So people out there, please talk to somebody if you need help. Thank you for putting up the 988 hotline. Appreciate that.
Yeah, just highlight it, Hakeem, so people can see it. So if you're facing hardship at this difficult moment in time, because, you know, it is tough out here, make sure you go and speak with somebody. Hakeem put the hotline there. Shout out to that. You know, speak to somebody. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Like always, shout out to everybody watching us all across the board. Mr. Darlaw that's in the building, guys. Make sure you go and subscribe to his channel. Mr. Darlaw, a.k.a. Kawafi. Great commentary when he came to aspect of P. Diddy and also Biggie and the whole aspect of the Bad Boy record and the stuff P. Diddy's facing right now currently. Go and check it out on his channel. Really, really dope. Shout out to Mr. Dollar that was in the building. Shout out to Y High. Thank you so much, Y High, for always being a contributor to the platform. We thank you and we really appreciate your presence and everything you've done for KL Culture Radio. Thank you so much. Shout out to Ashton, the creator of Shice Avenger. Also in the building. Thank you so much, Ashton. Guys, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to his channel. He went live today, so he won't be going live right after us. He went live earlier today, so which is really dope. So y'all go and check out his replay. Shout out to Sugar Bomb, who also was in the building. Thank you, love, for being here. And also shout out to No Chaser. Thank you, No Chaser, for being here as well. Shout out to all 50 people that are watching us all across the board. We thank you guys so much for tuning in on this Fresh Start Monday. Give me 1 second. Shout out to Shay Shay right now watching us on Instagram. Hey, Shay. Thank you so much for tuning in. And also, guys, also very important, you go to KL Culture Radio description. In the description where you can find the KL Culture Radio store, where we have the KL Culture Radio hat, the t-shirt, the coffee mug, the sweater, you name it. It's all in the KL Culture Radio store. Also, guys, it's so very important, you go to KL Culture Radio community tab. In the community tab where you can find Prince Hakeem book, Black Love, and also his new book that's about to get ready to drop this week. He will let us know what date it's going to drop. So when it drops, so guys, go ahead and get your copy. Let's make him the biggest author on the planet.
I might just send it to you before you try to buy it. I'm going to send it to you before you try to buy it.
Before you try to buy it. And but also check out Broadway Fat, new album that's out now. Guys, also in the community tab, so go over there, click on the album. There's a QR code, and it'll lead you guys right to the album. So you go ahead and download it. Or if you want the hard copy, go ahead and purchase the hard copy because I got mine, Jordan got his, and the other people have their hard copy. Let's support Broadway Fat, and also let's support Prince Akeem's book that's about to get ready to drop this week. Like always, guys, thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. You can see the copies. Go ahead, guys, copy your copy. Thank you guys for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. Fresh Start Monday.